Some states have history and monuments. Some states have sprawling cities and crushing traffic. Some states have nothing at all. But Colorado has something no other state has: a deadly torture trail. A place people go voluntarily to inflict pain on themselves. A place people take their friends and families to watch them suffer. This unique feature is called the Manitou Incline, and I climb it every year. It's located in Manitou Springs, just outside Colorado Springs, Colorado. The Manitou Incline is 0.88 miles long. Not so bad, you might think, but what you might not know is this short hike consists of a stairway 2,744 steps high, with an elevation gain of 2,011 feet, and a steep grade averaging 45% and reaching 68% in places. That might not sound like much, but let me put it into perspective. That's the equivalent of climbing the Empire State Building, or climbing the Eiffel Tower twice, or climbing the Washington Monument 3 times. We climbed the incline Friday. It's 2 days later, and my legs are still stiff and sore. This harrowing climb has become an annual tradition for us, the yearly start of the hiking and camping season. Makes sense, right? Do the hardest climb first, and everything else will seem easy by comparison. If you haven't climbed something like this, understand it is difficult. Even highly athletic people struggle with this, especially the last third. It's steep. There are no easy sections. There's almost no shade. The whole thing is over a mile above sea level, so for some people, just breathing is going to be a challenge. The incline starts at 6,530 feet and tops off over 8,500 feet. If you're from out of state, watch out. The altitude alone is a killer. And if you're still thinking it sounds easy, understand people have fallen and been seriously injured, and people have even died attempting this. A lot of people, in fact. Some sources say almost 30 people have died attempting the incline since 1971. Yes, I said died. It's that hard. And the thing is, it's not fun. It's just breath-stealing, leg-burning, sweat-pouring torture all the way up. But once you reach the top, you get the payoff. People cheering and congratulating you. A brilliant view of Colorado Springs, the Front Range, Pikes Peak, and, most importantly of all, the sense that you've done the impossible. That's why we do it. Doing something we already know is going to hurt, something we already know is difficult, something crazy hard that pushes our limits. We do it to prove to ourselves that we still can, to show year after year we're living our best lives and that we have plenty more life to go. So this is the slow part where I'm having to rest about every 20 steps. And we're only halfway up. As hard as it is, as torturous as that agonizing climb gets, there are, of course, people who do it for fun. People who do it multiple times a day. There are people who do it hundreds of times in a single year. There are people who run it. There are people who run it competitively. Woohoo, 2,844 to go. We're 2/3 of the way there. Hooray! And to give credit where credit is due, all of these are amazing feats of athleticism, endurance, and willpower. The people who do it are crazy, but it's a tough kind of crazy. While I, a professional old person and part-time hiker, finished it in a thigh-burning, ankle-aching 2 hours and 8 minutes, the average time is about an hour and a half, and the fastest verified time is 17 minutes, 16 seconds, set September 12th, 2023, by a Swiss mountain runner named Remy Bonnet, who apparently broke his own record of a lame ass 17 minutes, 25 seconds from the year earlier. Talk about crazy. And now that's just going up. Once you're standing at the top, soaking in that view of Colorado Springs and the Front Range, you still have to get back down. Are we racing the last 7 steps? She passes me in the last stretch.
One more step, Mark. Ready? Hey!
Some people go straight back down the stairs. It's an exhilarating and fast route, but not for anyone scared of heights, while others take the bar trail down. which is longer at 3.1 miles but far less steep. Being a professional old person whose knees were screaming the last 600 steps, and being accompanied by other less than young folk, we opted to take the bar trail down. It takes longer, but it's more scenic, affording views of Pikes Peak and the Pikes Peak Cog Railway. It's shadier, and it's much easier on the knees. So should you try it? Yes. If you're in Colorado and don't have any health conditions that would make it dangerous for you, you absolutely should give it a go. As hard as it is, you can take as long as you need to. It's not a race, except for those few crazy people who run it. Just bring lots of water, some snacks, good shoes, and sunscreen since there isn't much shade, and it can get hot on that trail.
Yikes, be careful.
People of all ages and fitness levels reach the top, and it's a very satisfying achievement. You need to plan ahead, though. They limit the number of people on the trail, so you'll need to reserve a time in advance, weeks or months in advance. And you need to figure out parking, since parking at the trailhead is almost impossible to find, and Manitou Springs has that special kind of overcrowding that you see in mountain tourist towns. So you'll do best parking in one of the big lots on the east end of town and taking the free shuttle up to the trail. So plan your visit and join us on the incline. It's one of those Colorado bucket list items that you'll remember for the rest of your life. And the bragging rights aren't bad either.